Hey, what's up guys? Just doing a little update video. I'm going to be going for a ride in a second, but I can't ride on my Surron because I dropped the heatsink for the BAC off it. We coat it to get powder coated along with the stock wheels. They're going to get coated same as this color basically, except the spokes are not going to be red. So I'm doing that because although I think flow wheels, the quality of these wheels are really good, the size it just ain't doing it for me. So like this, it's constantly bottoming out. I can't really go off any off-road trails or go on grassy hills or anything like that because it just spins out because of the slicks. So, and then when I made that video the other day of the tornado aftermath, I kept like slipping all over the place every time I hit some mud, and I ended up eating shit pretty hard, going about 15 miles an hour when I hit some mud. I had to like ride all the way home with mud and water all over me. So yeah, so he says it's going to take about 2 weeks, so this is going to be out of commission for a little while, but I'm going to be riding on this bike here today. I can actually screw around a lot on this because it's got the big old 27-inch wheels. It's got a 1,000-watt center drive there with a 20-amp-hour battery, so you know, good range. So I'm gonna get my helmet on and stuff, and I'm gonna go dicking around on this, and I'll see you in just a minute. All right, so this bike has like two modes. There's basically like a street and a sport mode, and each mode has 5 levels, and then it also has pedal assist, and it has a thumb throttle. I think it's like a 10-speed, I'm not sure, but you don't have to pedal if you don't want to. I'm trying to see how fast I can get it going with the wow, it's a big difference from being used to the Surron to going on this, but I mean, it's something. The pedals are torque sensing, so you always have a little bit of feel there on your pedals. Should probably take the sidewalks. Yeah, it actually feels a lot different than the Surron. It's not very comfortable. I think it's just because the seat's kind of shitty. Yeah, I had this one custom made in China and then shipped over about, I don't know, 3 years ago or something like that. I mean, it's pretty cool. It has like, I think it has pretty decent suspension. It has the rock shocks in the front. It's got the, I think, D&M in the back, which isn't all that great, but still good. I think typically this thing can get up to about 30 miles an hour. It's not 35. I think I've gotten it close to 40 before, but like in top gear. So, oh shit, I'm gonna go back over here to the little trail I was at the other day. It goes around those little ponds. See if I can't scope out any alligators. I said there's alligators there, but everywhere I've been so far, there's supposed to be alligators. I never see any. Do I have the suspension locked up on this? I think I might. On these rock shocks, you can lock them out. Should probably check though if I do have them locked out or not. Cause yeah, I think they are. I should probably fix that. Well, I guess it won't hurt anything. Not really planning on jumping or anything. So anyways, that tornado was kind of a scare. The other day, there was 3 tornadoes that were dropped just right around my area here, and we got the warnings on our phone to take cover. And then I rode out there and ate shit really hard on the way back. And then my phone died on the way out there, so I had no idea how much battery life I had left. I wanted to get sort of deeper into the path of the tornado, but I didn't know how much battery I had, so I ended up just doing a couple blocks there. I mean, there was a lot of damage though to those few blocks, but I think that was still kind of on the outskirts. And it was mud like this that I hit on my Surron and ate shit. It wasn't even a lot. It was on a sidewalk like this too. And the mud, but I fell into the grass, so I didn't really get hurt or anything. I wonder if I can cut across here. This bike's actually pretty cool. I'm trying to sell it. There's no mountains here in Texas, so I mean, not really much need for a mountain bike. There might be some mountain bike trails, I don't know. But it has two 20 amp hour batteries. So 40 altogether. You can't really ride them at the same time. I mean, you gotta switch them out when one depletes. But still, I mean, because it's pedal assist, two 20 amp hour batteries, you can get, I don't know, 40-50 miles out of it if you wanted to. If you pedaled the whole time. I'm pedaling right now. I mean, I'm only putting like a little bit of pressure on the pedals, and the torque sensor picks it up, and the motor engages. So I'm not really getting any exercise from this. I could lower it down, but I don't want to. I gotta keep an eye out for some alligators. Yeah, so I'll give you guys a review of We Coat-It. I'm not really sure what to think. The price he quoted me, I think, is pretty high, but that's okay. I'll support people who are in the community if they have like their own little businesses and stuff, but we'll see. I see what kind of a job he does. I think he's got a pretty good reputation. People seem to like him, so we'll find out though. But the price is pretty steep for just getting a few things powder coated and getting some tires put on some wheels. And I'll do a review of the wheels when I get them back. Oh yeah, I hit my 100 subscriber mark. I was pretty psyched about that. That's a pretty big milestone. I got like 103 now. Whoa. Which is pretty sweet. Can I make this? Yeah, I could have. I almost want to take the gears off this thing and just put like a sprocket back there instead of having gears. I mean, because you don't really need it. Yeah, I like coming over here. It's nice. The weather's going to be shit for the next couple of weeks. So I got some projects I want to do on the Surron. I got some brake levers I'm going to install. Some red ones, you know, to match the rest of the bike. And then I have a rotor protector, but I'm not really going to put that on until I got my new wheels back and tires. And I've been looking around on Google trying to find like little like trails to explore, like off-road. And there's actually a lot of them around me, so I'm just gonna start marking them on my maps and going over and exploring on my Surron once I get the new wheels on. It's the stock wheels, so they're 19-inch front and rear. I'm getting the Shinko 241s, which is kind of a dual sport. I don't know if it's quite 50-50. I think it's more road bias, which is fine, but it's still going to be a lot better than, you know, running slicks like in the mud and grass and stuff like that. Speaking of which, I wonder if I can just, I got 27-inch tires here. Oh yeah, that took like that like nothing. Yeah, this thing's torquey. This motor's torquey as hell. With my fat ass on there, just just took that. That was pretty steep too. You can't really tell from no GoPro, but that was pretty steep. And my wife gave me some pretty good advice about making these videos. Is just not worry about getting views or anything. Just try to go out and have fun. You know, and like when I'm doing my, I don't know, little philosophical topics, just to, you know, get into it like I normally do if I'm having a good conversation with, you know, my stepdad. I mean, him get into all kinds of crazy conversations. But yeah, because I think the intention of trying to get a lot of viewers and subscribers and stuff, it kind of takes away from the actual fun I'm having out here. And I think that's what you guys actually want to see. So, or maybe you don't. I kind of sneaking up on these birds here. What's funny is they're not even afraid of you. So with this bike I can pretty much go anywhere. Yeah, they're not even tripping. That's funny. And back up the hill. Even going slow, no problem. Just crawls right back up. Yeah, this is actually it's nice to come out and ride this bike like this. Pedal a little bit. You know, I don't have to go super fast. I think people don't look at you as weird because you're on like a pedal bike. This actually looks like a bicycle. Yeah, I kind of hit like I don't know if a plateau. Like I'm only weighing myself because I'm trying to lose weight. I'm on like a pretty strict diet, and I'm only weighing myself on Saturday morning, so I don't obsess about it, you know, during the week. I was actually up a pound, which is pretty crazy because I'm only getting like 1,500 or less calories per day, and it was all 100% keto, pretty much no carbs. Less than 20 for sure, probably less than 10 carbs a day. And I only eat between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. So I lost like 30 pounds pretty quick. In 2 months it took me to lose 30 pounds. You know, it sucks when you put your effort in, you know you're doing the right thing and you don't get the results that you expect. It's kind of disappointing, but you just gotta hang in there and push through. It's kind of like this YouTube channel thing, you know. Don't really get a lot of views, but it doesn't happen overnight. Even though you feel discouraged or disappointed sometimes, you gotta just keep doing it and be consistent. And the people who are successful at it are the ones that, you know, they have gradual improvements in their, you know, content quality and their editing and all that kind of stuff, and they stay dedicated and consistent. And that pretty much is always the difference between someone who is successful at something and someone who's not. It kind of reminds me of when I decided to switch careers. I was doing like social work type stuff for about 15 years, and I always worked for the government. And I decided to switch careers and do one of those coding boot camps, you know, to see, well, just to do a career change. It was interesting how I got exposed to, I'd never even seen a line of code or anything, not even HTML, until I was like 38 years old. But I was working in a prison developing programs, and there was a nonprofit in Seattle called Unloop. Pretty awesome people, and they go and they into the prisons and actually teach full stack JavaScript software development to the prisoners. And then when they get out, they created their own little software business, the nonprofit, and they'll hire their graduates from prison when they get out as engineers or developers or interns to get them experience so they can find a job somewhere else, which is really cool. So anyways, a lot of the guys they worked with, I was working with as well, and they would come in and talk, get all excited about, you know, learning to code and stuff like that, and they would tell me, oh, you should do it, dude, you're a smart dude, if we can do it, you can do it. So I kind of put the planted the seed in my head, like, maybe I should do it. Actually, when I worked with refugees, I worked with refugees for about 3 years, and I got like an award in front of a few hundred people for mostly just getting them set up, just basic, you know, necessities, but I just helped probably thousands of families in that few years. But I got like a big award in front of a bunch of people, for a few hundred people from the state and the city of Seattle, so that was pretty cool. And then when I got into working with prisoners and developing those programs, Washington State University did a study on the programs that we developed, not just me, but all of us on our team. And that's where they found out that our work reduced recidivism by 39% for the guys we worked with, and we were tasked with working with the most violent, most likely recidivate, and we got an award for that too. So like I spent 15 years, you know, working on pretty heavy life and death kind of stuff, issues, you know, and I felt really good about my accomplishments and my contribution to society, and I didn't really feel bad about trying to make a career change where I can make more money, you know, because I got to put my kids through college and blah blah blah, like everyone else. And working those kind of jobs, they don't pay very much. I mean, you get a lot of satisfaction, but not a lot of pay. So anyways, I had some toys, I had a Jeep and a boat. I sold that shit. I pulled my pension. I was all in. And I signed up for this boot camp in Seattle called Code Fellows, which is one of the best in the country, probably if not the best in the country, but it is brutal. Like, I'm talking 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't call it a boot camp for no reason. I was in the Army. I went to Army boot camp, and it was way harder. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Just sitting there struggling for hours on end, trying to figure out you know, these algorithms. You have to do these data structures and algorithms all the time, as well as like learn how to do basic coding. And so like what they do, in order to graduate, you have to pass every class by 90% or better. And to graduate the program, you have to do a data structures and algorithm problem that they would give you when you're trying to get like into Microsoft or Google or something like that. So they have these whiteboard problems when you're interviewing for like Google, one of these big companies, and they make you solve a data structures and algorithm problem on the whiteboard, you know, so you're actually writing code on the whiteboard. So you have to solve one of these problems in order to graduate from Code Fellows. And that's why they have such a good reputation, because they're so fucking hard. It's ridiculously hard. But they give you a lot of support, and they have a lot of like resources to help you find work. A lot of companies hire Code Fellows graduates, like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and all that kind of stuff, because of their reputation. Yeah, which is cool. So anyways, I mean, there's so many times where I was fed up. I didn't think I was gonna get it. You know, I was struggling there for 8 hours trying to solve one problem, but I stuck with it. I just told myself, you know, I'd rather die of a heart attack from stress than quit, because I made the commitment to do it, you know. So that was in 2018. I graduated, then I got hired in the city of Seattle as an engineer. Kicked butt, and now I work for a top 100 company in the Fortune 500, and I'm kicking butt there too. Like, I've only been there for right about 1 year now, maybe a little bit less than a year, and I'm already in like kind of the trials to become a manager. So I'm managing not interns, but they have like these code apprenticeship kind of, these guys, they have like an apprenticeship program for software engineering, and so I'm managing some of them. That's kind of a trial, so if I do good, I'll be an engineering manager. So yeah, and by the end of this year I probably would have tripled my annual salary from what I was doing before, working in social services. So it was definitely worth it, and I love it too. I love programming. It doesn't even feel like work to me. It just feels like a hobby, interesting hobby. So anyways, I'm trying to give that, I want to give this YouTube thing like a solid 1 year try, you know, just solid. Just upload consistently, try to figure out how to, you know, become more creative in my editing, try to make the, you know, topics on point and stuff like that, and see what I can do with it. I mean, I'm pretty into these e-bikes. They're pretty sweet, especially I love the Surron, but I think I'm more interested in the like sort of topics that I'm going to be addressing. Hopefully there's like a market for it. I keep saying that. Yeah, this is nice, getting out here, riding around. Yeah, if you guys are looking, anyone's looking for a career change, and you know, you think you have what it takes to graduate like a program like Code Fellows or something like that, there's plenty of jobs out there. Like, hiring bootcamp graduates is pretty standard now, but you have to show you can do the job. Like, a lot of companies don't give a shit if you have a degree or not, because you can have a degree and not know anything about software development, or suck at it. But you can be a high school dropout and really kick ass at it, and they'll hire you. You'll be working next to people with master's degree in computer science, you know, doing the same job, same pay. That's kind of where the industry's at right now, because there's such a shortage of engineers in the world. Even though, you know, they hire a lot of people from India and stuff like that, they can't fill all the empty positions. And I'm perfectly fine and comfortable with that. I don't have anything against, you know, giving people from third world countries an opportunity to make a good living, you know, doing this kind of work, if, you know, because it's needed. There's just simply not enough workers, not enough engineers to fill all the roles. Like, usually there's in between like 150,000 to 250,000 open software engineering positions in the US. You know, everyone's I mean, everyone needs to be online, needs to have, you know, needs to move paperless and digital and all that kind of stuff. Needs to, you know, automate a lot of their processes to make them more efficient, or even like modernize existing software. You wouldn't believe how many Fortune 500 companies are still running like on mainframe, you know, and all that work is there to completely modernize all these things. And if you do a good job, you will get compensated well for your work. Anyways, how am I doing on my battery? I haven't used very much of it at all. Yeah, this thing will go forever. I mean, 'cause it's not really drawing. Like, I'm going 20 miles an hour right here. I probably won't go, you know, much faster than that. I'm not really drawing all that much energy. I'm gonna go over there to that other nature place. I've been there a lot of times in these videos, but I like it because there's all kinds of like different birds and stuff over there. Yeah, if you guys are in the Houston area, you're interested in this bike here, shoot me a comment. I should have got on the fucking sidewalk there. There we go. Yeah, I think that Surron's gonna look pretty slick with the stock wheels, you know, when after they get powder coated. I think it's just gonna look just fine. And those the Shinko 241s, they actually look pretty cool. So I think they're gonna be the 2.75 inch ones. I didn't really ask him. He's got them in stock there, but whatever. They should look pretty slick. I think these are 2.75 right here. These wheels here. Or no, they're 3. Maybe they're 3. Surron is funner, but this is still pretty damn fun. And this you can, I mean, legit take it anywhere. You can take it off jumps, any trails, you know, anywhere you want. There's not really much limitations, and the torque on this thing is pretty fucking crazy. I mean, you drop it into like low gear, you can go anywhere, go up anything really. Damn, something smells good out here. Someone's barbecuing. And I don't feel like weird or anything about taking this bike on these kind of trails next to my house. I don't really like to on the Surron because people give you the stink eye. There's usually like turtles, like basking. It's probably too late now, they probably went down, but a lot of times there's turtles down there hanging out. One time I saw one of those, I forget what they're called, but they're from, they're invasive species here. They're from the Amazon. They're pretty much like giant rats. They look like beavers. I forget what they're called, but I saw one down in there with some babies. That's cute. Probably got see some turtles or something down there. I think I'm in a low gear too. I can hit 30 pretty easily in a low gear. Stick it in high gear, I can go probably 35. Which is pretty good for a bike like this. I mean, you have like those other mountain bikes, they cost like 9 grand. And they've got like 250 watt motors and shit in them. Small ass batteries. And this one's just as good. It's got cast aluminum. I mean, you might need to upgrade the suspension. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think RockShox might be alright. The forks. Oh yeah, I wanted to... I saw a little trail on Google Maps behind this little dome thing over here. This little covered patio area. I want to see if you can actually go there. Just behind this thing over here. There's something over here. There's like a little sign right there. Does that mean we can go back there? It's pretty dang muddy. Oh, it's really muddy. No, it's all wet. Fuck that. I'll just stick to this concrete today. Hi. Yeah, Yeah, so I'll get this video out today, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the install on the brake levers. And then I guess, I mean, I can do a little ride on my red bike. Not very far though. I mean, I guess I can go, it's alright. It's got a 48 volt 16 amp hour battery. Which, I mean, it doesn't pull very much power either like this one, so you know, it's decent. Excuse me. I think those are frogs. There's a shitload of rabbits here, that's for sure. As soon as it gets dark, they come out. I do it on battery. So I used about a quarter. And I probably went, damn, I didn't check the mileage, but yeah, what would you say, like 6 miles or so? Yeah, so, you know, if you get like 25 miles, 30 miles for a full battery, then if you got 2 batteries, then, you know, 50 to 60 miles range on this thing, so that's pretty fucking good. Let's see if we can find any turtles. There's always turtles swimming around in here. That wind's blowing some mist from this disgusting water. I don't see any. Usually the water's a lot clearer than this, but I think because it's windy, it's kind of mixing up. It's fucking, what's it called? Stonehenge. Alright guys, well I'm gonna head back now. I guess I'll keep you with me, maybe I'll think of something interesting to say. There's a big group ride going on in Florida, I guess in March, like a mega ride. Similar to the one that happened here in Houston in, I think it was October. A lot of people are going to be going from Houston. I think they're going to be sharing Airbnbs and stuff like that. I probably won't go because I got a lot to do at work. But it sounds like fun. I'll definitely be participating in the group rides here in town. It was raining and shitty this weekend, so I didn't go. I'm not even sure if there was any, but yeah, it's hard to find a good position for this mic in my helmet too. If I put it too far back in the helmet, can't hear shit, and it gets a lot of wind noise. If I put it too far forward, there's too much heavy breathing, which is annoying. Probably getting a ton of wind noise right now, but it's pretty windy out here. Feels really nice though. Well, that was a nice little ride, guys. Maybe I got some exercise, I don't know. I mean, I have been pedaling the whole time. Like spots like this, I wish I was riding the Surron, because then I can just haul ass down the road here. But yeah, it's gonna be out of commission for 2 weeks, that's fine. I got this, and I got the red bike. They're both for sale or trade. I'll trade them both. I mean, this thing I think probably, I mean, people sell this same sort of setup. I forget what kind of bikes they are, but with the 20 amp hour battery and the 1000 watt center motor, they sell them for like $6 grand new. You know, they market them for like hunters and stuff like that. But this one doesn't have a rack on the back. But it's definitely a nice bike. But yeah, I'd sell it for $3 grand probably. I'd sell the other one for $650, $700, I think. Bought it for like $1,300, the red one. But that one's older, it has more miles on it, I think. But it still works really good. Alright guys, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, see you later.